Goal is always to make you. We're back.
Sorry, next.
Here we go. Sorry, next. Where the stories are real, but the names have been changed.
To protect the guilty. And y'all were loving that last story we told. I heard some feedback about poor Jax's endeavors. And I will say that we have to come up with ways of changing the stories, right? To not let people's feelings get hurt. So I do have a friend out there named Jackie who's in a great marriage. So that Jackie was not talking to divorce attorneys. A fictional character named Jax has been created, just for storytelling. And that's part of the fun of it is we got stories to tell. You ladies have stories to tell, but you don't necessarily want your neighbor that doesn't know the ins and outs of your marriage to know that your husband was doing what?
With who?
And they took the ring off in Vegas and what? So we may change some names so we can still tell the stories, but that you can still look your neighbors in the eye and be like, everything's great.
It's perfect.
Life is great all the time, right?
Yeah, look at my social media account.
Yeah, look at my brag book.
Well, yeah, we're back. Well, cheers to the next episode. And thank you all for tuning in. And we love the feedback. So keep it coming. And would love to hear any great stories that you have to tell too.
I know. I saw a girl at a networking event the other night, and she said, I just find women talking to be so entertaining, and just hearing you guys storytell and engage with each other is so fun. And I said, well, I have a sister. So to me, I have two sisters, sorry, Sarah and Emily. And that kind of dynamic, I think, is if you don't have sisters, is so unique to people to watch. And I think that's part of the reason the Kardashians have their success. Because whether you want to love them or hate them, you like to watch. They're very entertaining because that dynamic of they beat each other up, but then they've always got each other's back. And then they're throwing the Christmas party together, but they're arguing about it the whole time. But it's family. It's blood, man. Yeah. It's like you'll never give that up. And I think that's kind of what best friends and good friends and kind of the environment we want to give you guys listening and watching is that we may not agree, we may not get along, but we're going to have each other's back and we're going to tell the stories. And we're just going to do it together.
Yeah. So buckle up.
Yeah. You have a sister that we find very entertaining too.
She's awesome. We need to have her on here because she's hilarious. Like all women, does all the things for the kids and the house and everything. And so she doesn't get out much. But when I get her out and get that third glass of wine in her, watch out.
She would be standing on this table right now dancing, or she'd be up by like the TV.
Yeah.
Dancing. I think last time I saw her dancing, she had a broom as her microphone.
Yeah, we were singing Wicked.
But she was like 20, she was 10 feet above where the ground was. So yeah, the broom was floating like she could fly with it. Like
allegedly. But yeah, her nickname is Feral Cat.
Who calls her sister a feral cat?
You were at my house then, and I was like, yeah, she's like a feral cat. And you're like, did you just call your sister a feral cat? I'm like, yeah.
You got to let her get out more because look what happens to her when she does. Like she was so reserved at the beginning of the party, like, hi, fill me in. How's everything going? And then next thing I know, I'm talking to someone else across the room and I see her. I'm like, is Kim getting on the table? I'm like, what's going on down there? And I've seen y'all's videos late at night on vacation. These girls have some fun. They whoop it up.
We do. My parents know. Keep the wine stocked. Keep the mimosas ready for the morning.
But then there's some people like that you're like, are they really always like that? And I'm not speaking about Kim necessarily, but they're like touting I'm all organic, I'm vegan. And then you get a couple drinks in them and they want to you want to go meet in the alley and smoke a cig and eat a cheeseburger? I'm like, oh, yeah. You said you were vegan. Yeah. I'm like, but you're really about having a good time. Yeah. Which I agree with everything in moderation. I mean, I'm not vegan or vegetarian, any of these things, but I think standing on a cross like that is a tough one to bear where if you're going to really make that stand, you got to really live it. And I just feel like that's so hard to really live by.
It is my sister is vegan, most, vegetarian, vegan. I mean, but she'll drink some good ranch, but it's 80-20. It's 80-20, right? Like it's try to live 80%, but that 20%, you might need a cigarette. You might, need some Chick-fil-A
once in a while,
once in a while,
or eat one of your kids' little nuggets. How can you resist? I mean, I've noticed that in my older age now being, how old am I? 42, I think. I know I don't look it. Thanks.
I almost said, no, you're 41, but you are.
I'm 42. So I've noticed that I think it was a lot easier to be skinny when I was younger. Like I just had no problem always getting a salad or always ordering the appetizer as my dinner, or
Yep.
I just wasn't like into volume eating. And now I feel the opposite. I'm like, I want those nuggets with my kids.
Yep.
I want to get the fried chicken and dunk it in all the honey mustard. I want to bathe in honey mustard right now for some reason. Like I'm so into that. My willpower to be disciplined is like out the window. And I don't know if it's because I'm in my 40s. It's because I don't know why, but I'm having a hard time staying disciplined and staying. And maybe it's because I just don't care what I look like in a bathing suit anymore. Because I do care. I'm like, why am I saying that? I do care.
Yeah, I do care. I don't know. Yeah, I feel the same way too, where I was much more regimented and now it's like, yeah, we'll have fries with that.
Yeah, we'll definitely have fries. I love that girl dinner meme that's going around where it's like restaurants get on board with this. The perfect item on your menu is like a glass of champagne, a Caesar salad with some fries. Mm-hmm. And if you offer it for two, hell yeah, we're going to get that. Let's share that. Because how many times have we done that? Like, let's just split a salad. Oh, but let's get some fries. Or, oh, I'm like, oh, let's get the Brussels sprouts because those are deep fried to hell. They're no better than a fry.
I know. And we do that every time. Mm-hmm. Yep. And 2 bottles of wine.
Maybe 2.
It happens.
It happens.
And yeah, I think honey mustard, you're talking about that because yesterday that honey mustard was really good.
There was no school again yesterday. And I get that there's inclement weather in places, and I get that we don't have the infrastructure. I get that it's unsafe. There's dark roads that are in the shade that are going to be icy. I understand all the reasons, but I am also the default parent who it falls to.
Right.
And so after it was a long weekend, and then we get hit with a snow day, and then we get hit with a delay. And I'm like, I have a job. So I am up to here with, I have pushed everything off to the side as much as I can to be the awesome mom. Toot my own horn. And then, and then you and I went to a charity event yesterday and played pickleball, which was awesome. But because there was no school, and God bless this charity, we love them, but they had already rescheduled this event one time due to snow.
Yeah.
To this day. And then it was another snow day. So I'm like, well, let's just go. The weather's not bad. They misjudged it with calling it for school. Let's just bring the kids and we'll go and we'll get them to play. Like they could, mine refused to wear sneakers. I'm like, we're going to play pickleball.
What are you doing?
Take off your Yeezy slides.
Yeah.
Take off your Ugg boots, like work with me, Crocs. I had the things I despise. I let my kids now own like Crocs. Well, I'm sorry.
And Crocs with socks. That's the thing.
They were wearing Crocs with socks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, you're playing pickleball if you want, but they did their homework and we ended up having a great afternoon. And then you and I both had that moment where we're like, should we go take them to get food and hang out for a little bit? Or should we just stick with the grind and go to our next thing? And I'm like, I really need to get to my next thing, but I bet they could eat. Let's just go.
They're probably hungry.
4 hours later, we're like, give them dessert because this is the last time we're feeding them today.
Yeah.
But they did. They sat there like little workers and got their work done. You took a call.
Yep.
We're fielding emails. Like we got it done. But then I made the mistake, which I've been corrected since yesterday's lunch. And I realize this now. I was acting as though I was a martyr, which I think we do naturally and subconsciously. And I kind of got called out on it today. And I'm like, you're right. But why am I the default parent? I had to go do it all day.
Right.
And Kent was like, well, I ended up coming home because I thought I could trade out with you. I knew you had a lot of work to do and so I get it. So I came home and then you decided to stay gone all day, which isn't on me. I was home waiting, just folding laundry.
Yep.
I'm like, well, good job. He's like, but then you can't be mad at me and be like, you're welcome. I kept the kids out all day.
Yeah. Right.
And I said, it's going to be really hard. I said, you're right.
Oh, because you don't like to be wrong. And you said you're right.
I did. I just was like, I see I see what's happening. I see what we both did.
Yep.
And I agree that yes, I could have handled it differently.
Correct.
Sure.
It's really hard to me.
I was like,
you're right. I could say it, but it's hard. And it's
growth. It's really growth. It's calling ourselves 2.0 right now because this is growth that I could see what I was doing. I was acting negatively I was taking my frustration out on you, Kent, that I was being the one stuck with the kids on another day off.
Right.
I was enjoying it too, though. We did a lot of fun stuff, XYZ. But I just done all that on Monday too.
Yeah.
Anyway, but so then I'm like, well, you're right. I could have tapped out with you and traded and gone back to work, but I chose to continue spending time with you and having a great time and just prolonging it.
Right.
But then I can't be mad at you for that.
Right.
Because you were home ready.
Because he was ready. He did what he said. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because I kind of had similar conversations, not so much because we don't have young kids, right? But I was, just stressed out about work. We got a lot going on in a great way. And the suit was like, what have I done the last 24 hours? It's like you're irritated with me. And I was like, just stressed out. There's a lot going on, and I was like, we got to go this pickleball thing. And then we've got these meetings and the pickleball took a lot longer than we thought. And luckily, we've got another great person working with us that was able to handle one of those meetings.
Okay.
And, he's like, okay, but you're stressed out, yet you were able to,
Right. Prolong a lunch. And
yes.
stay and
And
hang
so
out.
he's
Right.
like, oh, it's with Gwen. That's why.
We're the bad influence friends on each other.
He's like, if I would have asked you, no, but
I know. But we needed it. We had fun.
yes, it was good. And I mean, bless our waiter who we
Turned
were
out
like,
to be great.
hey,
I was a little.
deal with the 8-year-old having the meltdown.
Sometimes these kids, I'm like, is she hangry or what is going on? My 8-year-old was not having it. And I'm like, we're going to this great restaurant. Like, I love so much the food here. What am I going to like? Well, let's read the menu and find out. You've never been anywhere where you couldn't find something to love. You're a great eater. You eat sushi.
Yeah.
You eat tortilla soup and chowder, like fish tacos. I'm never worried about my kids at a restaurant. I mean, it gets dang expensive, but I don't have the typical only a quesadilla or only a bagel type kids.
Yeah.
But she sat there like this. Like,
yeah. What do you want? Nothing.
so I'm like, all right, fine. We're going to order a bunch of food. Because I was like, I fed them all a lot on the way there. I had food in the car. Like we're going to this work event and then we got to come home. Like I wasn't planning on going to a restaurant and thinking I wasn't going to like spend money. But then I'm like, no, this would be a good idea. Let's go to a restaurant. They can finish their homework. We can have a minute. And then she just was picky. And this waiter was kind of like, But then he was great. He was like, no, I used to be a swim teacher and I got kids to, the parents used to say, hey, can we fold laundry? Can we come back an hour later than the lessons are over?
Like,
I'm like, these are some smart parents.
Yeah. He's like, I have PTSD from
He did say that.
We're like, can you go ask her what she wants to eat? Because she's not responding to us.
I'm like, she keeps giving me the death stare. So I'm like, maybe if you ask her, she'll be polite to you. And then she was rude to him too. I was like, oh,
I said,
Sadie, you say no, thank you. I'm good. You know, he was like, can I get you anything to eat? And she goes, no. I was like, oh.
And then the tears flowed and he was able to make her something, which was nice.
Well, yeah, they had a chicken sandwich on the menu and then they had steak tacos on the menu. So I was like, hey, can you just sub the steak for chicken and make her like a chicken quesadilla? And he's like, ooh. And Chris is like, you have all the ingredients.
I'm like, can you just put cheese in a tortilla? And then she goes, well, I want chicken. I'm like, okay, can you put cheese?
Fine, order me a chicken sandwich, no bun. And then also order me what Krista's creating. And then he came back over and he's like, since we're not busy because it's snowing and you guys are crazy.
Yeah.
He's like, we'll make it this one time.
I know you were like, I'll order 2 meals. It's fine. And I'll put the chicken in and I was like, I'm pretty sure they could do it. Like,
I just didn't want to be difficult, right? I'm so non-confrontational that I didn't want to be difficult. So I'm like, I'll do it. Charge me for 2 kids items. I'll mash them together myself. But then he ended up doing a great job and he put them together and she housed that whole thing.
The whole thing,
no complaints. And then her mood can drastically improve.
Angry.
And it was $22, by the way.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, you get what you pay for. You get what you pay for, but they did a good job. And the kids got through it. They all got their work done. We lost a backpack in the process. I got to go retrace my steps to find that.
And the pickleball, that was fun. Like,
pickleball is very fun. If you guys aren't playing yet, I highly recommend it. I play now and I can't wait till it warms up so I can play more because I really only play outside. I don't have an indoor place like we went to close to me yet.
Yeah, it was so fun. And I've only played with our kids. So it's been just chaotic, right? Like we're just trying to hit it over the net. So this was the first time I was able to kind of get some lessons. We played with somebody that worked there, which was fun. But then we're playing with a client that we're talking to that are hopefully gonna,
It's already a client of mine and you're hoping it's a client of yours. Yeah.
So, and my serve sucked. Like,
it was terrible.
I mean, I don't even know.
Krista could not get it over the net. She couldn't get it in the right quadrant. She
No.
couldn't get it past the line. Like,
and I'm just like,
but you looked cute.
Okay, good. As long as I looked cute.
We posted some videos about it yesterday. And I'm like, oh, well, I had my kids shoot the videos because I was busy playing. So take that for what you will. But then my son edited the video. I thought he did a good job.
I was so impressed. It was great.
He was on CapCut. And I'm like, fine, you can use your technology time. For me.
It was
no
cool.
problem.
Yeah. But yeah, it was fun. And like, now I'm like, okay, let's go. Now I know exactly what to do. I know how to make the calls and how you serve.
Stay out of the kitchen, everybody.
Stay out of
Rule number 1 that I like to live by as much as possible.
Yeah.
Stay out of the kitchen.
It was fun, but I was so kind of stressed. I was like, lock it up, Krista. Like, geez.
Play better.
Can you not serve like you're playing with a potential client?
And he's sweating. He's been there since 9 a.m. playing with everyone that walks in. And then here we are, the last group of the day. And we're like, hi, we brought the kids. We're here to play. And he's like, all right, I got one more in me. And then here comes a newbie.
Yeah.
No, we had a really good time. I think playing with better people makes you better.
Yeah. Well, the lady that worked there, Margaret, right? Margaret. She was wonderful. She was telling me how to bend my knees, and I'm like, oh, this looks so bad in front of him, but it really helped me.
No, it was a lesson. So I loved it because Krista was on my team the first game and she would always let her reserve, which you're not supposed to do. But she's like, do it again. Get it right. Get it right. But then anytime they'd serve and it would be on the line or out, I'm like, all right, server two. Like I was not giving them any of the exceptions that they were giving us. So I was the competitive person in me was loving it. I'm like, oh, we're getting all the advantages here.
That was fun. We should do a Sorry Next pickleball tournament.
Super fun.
Yeah.
I would love to.
I think that would be amazing. That place was cool, but I like that other new place in Charlotte.
Yeah, there's a bunch now. There's like, I know of a third one about to open up. And on February 22nd, we can link some of these when we're in the post-production. But then I know that they're opening one in Cornelius that I'm super excited about because that's the area of town that I live in. It's north of Charlotte. So.
Well, the one that opened in Charlotte, Raleigh, was started with two women that love to play pickleball. And they thought it should be a little more entertaining with food and drinks and things like that. So
it's like a bowling alley, but you play pickleball. It's super fun.
Yep.
Like you can get drinks, you can do other activities there. Like last time I went to Raleigh, it was the no school day or something, and we brought the kids.
The last snow day.
Yeah, and they were playing ping pong, and there's darts, ping pong, stuff for them to do, indoor, outdoor. Like it's a really cool environment now. You can watch the games, you can get chicken wings, and then you grab your paddle and you play.
Yeah, and fun to do with like the family, right? Keeps them off the devices, gets them engaged. They get competitive.
But it's not too intense. Like you're not running miles, sprinting, but it's just physical enough. Like if you play with really good people, like your glutes will be sore. The first couple times I played with intense people, my glutes were sore. Like because you're pivoting a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, Krista switches hands in the middle of the game.
I don't even know.
This is crazy. We're like, you got to use your backhand, so you play like this and you try to keep the paddle kind of centered so that you can go like this. Well, Krista, the ball gets hit to her and she just goes...
I didn't even,
and switches hands to hit with the other hand. The woman that was kind of acting as our guide was like, I don't think you're skilled enough to do that because you're not going to be like, she's like, don't be a newbie. And like, people do not switch hands in the middle of playing.
I know. And I was like, but that just made me look cool. Because Gwenn's like, oh, look at the switch hand. She just switched it right up. And I was like, oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, I love backhand. I would rather play backhand like the whole time.
It just happened. It was just like I don't know. But I love stuff like that. Like when we are on vacation, like with our family, we've got ages, right? So boys in their 20s, and then our youngest is 17. And when we've done vacations, it's fun to do stuff like pickleball or tennis because it kind of gets everybody involved. And
more fun than golf, I think, because that can be sleepy.
Yeah.
Or only the guys want to do it. I don't play golf really enough yet.
Yeah.
Last time I was with your extended family, y'all were playing tetherball out there in the driveway.
That was fun.
Old school tetherball.
It hurts though when it's cold. That thing hurts.
Yeah, everything hurts in the cold.
Sister, feral cat, had bruises like all the way down her arm because, we get competitive and she was not going to lose to my dad.
Well, then did she like look up her vitamin supplement and be like, am I iron deficient? Let me get my levels right.
Yes.
I think she's like that.
Yes. I mean,
it's like, I'm only bruising if such and such is happening. What's going on?
Or just repetitive pounding on your...
Right. She was playing to win. Can't lose.
She plays to win.
Oh my gosh. So fun. So yeah, pickleball was fun. I highly recommend as it gets warmer. Pick it up as a hobby. There's all these clubs you can go to and join where I did like going through my separation. I was like, I got to find something to go do that's not alcohol related. That's going to take up my time. That's going to be good for me. And my sister, Emily, lives out in Newport Beach, California, which is like the fastest growing pickleball community in the country. And so she brought it to me and she was like, hey, your club plays. Let's go to this. They do like things called lunch and learns, where instead of going to lunch, you like go play for a while and then you just like eat a bar on your way back to work or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, it taught me the rules, kind of taught me how to play. And then you just meet people and you're not supposed to have a partner. It's technically 4 people to play, like 2 on 2.
Yeah.
But you can just walk in and then they put you together with people and then I looked up other parks and other places and you can just sign up and play.
Fun.
And then now all the like tennis courts in the area that are being converted, they have like signups and open play, which I find very intimidating, but you can figure it out. You can go play as much as you want. So I recommend it.
Would you play with me?
Anytime.
Okay.
I'll be your teammate.
I wasn't that bad.
You weren't that bad. Definitely not. No, you weren't that bad at all. And I think the more you play, the better you get. And the fact that you care and you have a competitive edge.
Right.
And you're sporty, we're all work in your favor.
Okay. I like it.
Oh yeah. I'll keep playing with you anytime.
Okay. All right. We should do it.
I know. It's going to be warmer, so there's going to be more opportunities coming up.
We need the warm weather.
We just need to find time.
Time and weather.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I love it.
Well, sorry, next. What else are we talking about?
I mean, I don't know. I heard something yesterday from you about like a sabotage with the cleaning lady.
Oh my gosh.
Who we talked about last time.
Yeah. So it dawned on me that I'm like, I need to bring this up
Some
on
more
public.
wine for this.
I need to bring this up on a public platform because it's been happening and I've been thinking about it for years. So I have a cleaning lady that comes to my house at various seasons of my life. She's come once a week. She's come once a month. She's come quarterly. Just it's a bonus. Like I feel like I have reached a place in my life where I am above scrubbing toilets. I said it. I don't ever want to scrub a toilet again. I think
Nope.
I'm too good for that.
No toilets.
And I am OCD about cleanliness. So I am constantly cleaning. I've probably sat on this couch more than I have in my own couch in my own home. I don't sit and relax ever. I'm constantly moving. I'm constantly doing stuff, which are things I create for myself. I understand that. But I'm not lazy. I just don't want to clean, deep clean, gross stuff like that, right? Like I'm constantly vacuuming. I constantly wipe down my counters. I constantly put everything away. But anyway, I have a cleaning lady that comes to do a lot of the deep cleaning and things like that. And I'll be damned if every single time she does not put that microwave tray back on correctly.
Really?
You have been at my house for 5 years.
Yeah.
5. You mean to tell me never once it's correctly gone back on there? You don't realize. So every time I put something in there, as the little glass tray, it goes dirk, dirk. And I'm like, and then I said, let's call her Sally, or cleaning lady Carrie or whatever we're going to say to, I'm like, Sally, dang it. And then the other morning, my alarm does not go off. And I'm like, and I go tap my phone because I normally wake up anyway. The alarm's like a last resort. And I'm like, and I tap it and my phone's dead. And I'm like, Sally, every time she unplugs all the things on my nightstand strip.
Gosh, yes.
And there is absolutely that's not the only outlet for her to plug in the vacuum. I don't know what the hell she's doing in between my bed and the nightstand.
Yeah.
Because I moved the bed out of there when I gave it to Kent in our so-called divorce. I said, you take the master bedroom.
Yeah, I
never want to look at this again. And so I know she's not because she was cleaning back there because that was a mess back there. So I'm like, how does my stuff get unplugged?
Yes. So the suit has the same complaint because we share the same cleaning. Like she doesn't. My phone is dead because
she unplugged
it's unplugged. And I'm like, well, you could check it when you put it on at night, but
he
gets so annoyed. Also, she's taking the Irish Spring the toilet paper.
Oh, really? You think she's taking?
No,
well, if it's a sliver, she probably throws it away.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't know. But then I also, so I've had her for years, like 15 years at least. And so even back when I had the alarm clock that wasn't my phone, it was like a button and she would crank it and turn it off. Like, or she would turn it on and it was the weekend. And I'm like, oh, she turned that thing. Are you dusting my remote? Yeah. Are you really dusting the alarm clock that hard that you switched a button on it? I'm calling bluff on that. Like, I think it's sabotage. I think I don't know if it's jealousy.
Like, I'm going to get her.
Or I just want you to know that I was here.
Yeah.
Is she proving that she was between the bed? I need to hear from someone that has cleaned homes before. Do you ever just want to stick it to the people?
Probably.
Right? Like, is that their way? Like there was that one show where the cleaning ladies used toothbrush, like the owner's toothbrushes to like, so I don't think she's doing anything like that, obviously. I was like, oh, throw up. But yeah, I sometimes I feel like there's a little cleaning lady sabotage going on.
Yeah.
Sally sabotage.
Yeah. And then jacking up the rates. Because I had the same thing happen. Like she fired me, kind of.
I thought she did fire you.
Yeah. Well,
I'm like, you have a lot of dogs. You have teenage boys. Y'all are gross.
I know. I know it's a lot.
Boys' bathrooms, lots of dogs.
I know it's a lot. To clean. Yeah. So and we had a great rate. Like our neighbors use her, and yet she's, been with us forever. Like for 12, 13 years, like long time. She's great. But all of a sudden she's like, yeah, your new rate is, went from like 120.
She doubled you.
Yeah. Oh, to 2. Yeah. And I was like, huh? Like, I totally understand an increase. Totally get it. Like, but I was, and so I was like, I don't think that makes sense. Like, I have also referred you to people. You have a few other customers. And she's like, only 2.
Well, I'm always like, how much more work you want? I'll give you to everybody, but you tell me you don't want it. So I'm like, I'm the referral queen.
Yeah, you referred her to me.
I love sharing the good people. So with my case, I had her like every week at the height of my extravagance.
Yes.
When we were entertaining a lot and like the big house with a basement. So like she'd do the middle floor and then upstairs. And then the next week she'd do the middle floor and downstairs.
Yeah.
Right. So it was just like awesome. And then when I got separated, I was like, okay, come to my house one week and then his house the next week. My house, his house. Well, now we're back in one house. Oh, answered prayers. No more crying, usually.
The ring's back on.
Oh my gosh, the ring's back on. Yeah. Yes, that was my Valentine's Day. I'll just give you guys that update in a minute. And so then she's like, so no more going to the other house? And I said, no, I hope not. I said, I hope you're done over there,
If he
right?
behaves.
Right. If everything goes according to his plan. I was like, no, I don't think so. And she's like, oh, okay. So I'll be back at your house every week. And I'm like, no, I think that we're not throwing parties. That was a little crazy. Like, we're not, the kids are gone all day at school. Like,
Yeah. They're a little older.
They're
now.
a little older, right? They can clean up after themselves. They know how to empty the dishwasher, take the trash out. Like, we're trying to instill in them. Like, that was extravagant. I get it. And so I was like, no, probably not. And then she's like, okay, well, here's your new rate then. And I'm like, oh, what? Oh, what?
Oh.
But I get now. So now there's 2 dogs back at my house, right? Because he took one, I took one. So now I get it. There's maybe,
but not the dog.
No, not all the dogs. But so yeah, I'm just like, she went up on me, and I'm like, oh, I'll have to talk about it, but I can go up a little bit, because it's every other week. So, and it is more people to make it more dirty.
Yep.
But
okay.
I'll see about
well, at least she didn't fire you. I mean, she was pretty much to me like, this is the last time I'm cleaning your house. And I'm like, what?
Sometimes I wish she would, because I would like to see what else is out there. But I'm so invested with her. She's like family.
I know.
She buys us gifts. Like, I would never let her go, and vice versa. Like, I think she would never let me go, but maybe she's just going to price me out.
I don't know. She is amazing. Like, she does a great job, and she she'll leave.
It's the best day of the week, the month, whenever you have someone like this to do this for you. I'm like, can we not cook today? Can we please not cook? Can no one come home? I just want 12 hours. I want 5 hours. I want 5 minutes where my countertops are crumb free. My floors look mopped.
Yes. Because, when you I'm big on wiping things, and I like things to look nice when somebody walks in the house, and, not dirty. And I don't think anybody else in my family sees the spots on the counters. Like, do they not see it?
They don't.
Do they not see it?
They don't.
No, I don't think. I think, and I'm like, I see it, and I'm constantly spraying, wiping down.
Yep.
But yeah, that's why it's the best day of the month.
Day.
The best 2 days when you walk in and you're just like, oh.
Yep. That's the way to make a woman happy, is do all the things that clean up all the stuff she doesn't want to do, that she's too good for in her own mind. Right or wrong?
Yes.
Right.
I would love to hear some funny stories about that.
Sabotage stories.
Yes. So send them.
Oh, yeah. Last time we talked about her finding a particular item and leaving it untouched.
Yeah. Cleaned around it. On the nightstand. With a friend of ours. Yeah. It was.
I mean, I have some friends that are really big in the THC, CBD, kind of legalizing it and all that stuff. And so I'm sure they've got to find those pens and candies. Like, I mean, I have a stash of this is the adult cabinet. My kids can't find these M&Ms. These are adult only M&Ms. These are for kids.
They're like, what is this?
Legal, but.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So maybe we should have her on someday to tell her version.
We should. That would be awesome. That would be great.
She came over sick too this week, so I could be dropping soon. I don't know.
She's like, forget this.
I'm like, you want to leave? Do you want to come another day if you're sick?
Yeah.
She's like, no, get through it. I'm only doing your house today. And I'm like, I'm glad you think that seems like a light day.
Okay.
That's a good sign for me.
That's good.
Only my house is a positive.
That's good.
That I'm not like, oh God, I got to go to Gwenn's house. It's going to be awful.
But you keep your house really clean.
I try.
I mean, I would love to clean your house if I was a house cleaner.
Okay.
Not mine. It's a lot with the dogs.
Well, I've gotten smarter. Now I'm like, I lay all the sheets on the beds. I'm like, oh yeah, you're doing all of them today, buddy.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Yep. I like it.
Because out of habit, I just make the beds all the time. So I'm like, stop making the beds on the day she comes. Let her do it. That's what you're paying her for.
Yeah.
Because then she'll change the sheets and then she'll do all the stuff.
Yep. You lay them on the bed, so she'll just swap them out, and Yep. Fresh sheets are the best.
Clean sheet night.
Yeah.
That's what I call it at my house.
It's funny when we were talking about last week with how my neighbor and we just want to live together, right? And our husbands live together, and she just listened to the podcast and saw the little reel that we put out about it. And her husband's like, oh my God, look at this. It's funny. She's like, and it's true.
We'll live together and leave you out.
Yeah.
We should have a lady house.
Be awesome.
I know.
One day,
maybe.
Yeah.
I saw a Sex in the City clip because our phones are always listening. And it was when Samantha or Carrie, someone was saying what if we're each other's soulmates and the men just come and go?
Yeah. Samantha said that. I love Sex in the City.
Well, sorry. Next. We're excited to have you guys with us again today.
Yeah.
Are we talking about anything else?
Oh,
the ring.
Yeah.
So Valentine's Day. Wait, has the suit kept up with the month of giving, or did it end?
It ended.
Oh, so we had 14 days of gifts.
It was wonderful. That
is. Let's focus on the positive. 80-20.
He did such a great job. Very thoughtful gifts. It was sweet. I mean,
I will say we were about to walk up here to record and the dog was at the door, their puppy, and it got muddy. And she's like, just leave him out there. And he's like, no, before you go, just wipe his paws. And I'm like, this dog. Well, I'm like, why can't you do it? I'm like, all right, I guess you just had back surgery. Can you really not get up?
2 back surgeries the past 2 months. I know that puppy, the timing of this puppy has been just very poor, right?
With his health.
With his
Well, and you guys already have 2 dogs. Like what are you always just gonna have 3? Like, what's the deal?
I don't know.
That's a lot of dogs. If I had 2 dogs, I'm always saying no to a third.
I totally blame the suit's friend. We're gonna call him Captain Scott.
Okay.
And because he got a puppy. And I think DJ saw pictures and was like, we need one more. Because, we put Jake down in August, which was our first dog, who was the best dog ever. And this puppy is not anything close to that. She is.
Are they from the same litter? Like they're guys' puppy?
No. Because they're rescued. Like she's a Craigslist puppy. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Bless her. But she's really sweet. Good girl.
She's pretty.
But she's crazy.
Well, she's a puppy. It happens.
I tried to take her for a walk this morning. And you'd think dogs like to go on walks, right? Or other dogs
want to burn the energy. Yeah.
She gets like 3 houses down and then she's like, nope. Oh, no.
Do you think it was too cold on her like puppy paws? Like her puppy pad?
No, because she likes being outside all day today. She was like, let me go outside.
Well, were you trying to do too much exercise where she couldn't sniff everything and mark everything?
No, I was walking with my neighbor and 3 houses down, she was like, nope, want to go home. And she's like, I can't force her.
Yeah.
So I thought if I picked her up and walked with her like a house, that maybe something spooked her. No, she wanted to go home. So I was like, all right, sorry. Sorry.
Because I got to go home.
My walking friend. I just got to go drop her back off and then we can finish, our walk. And she started running home. She just wanted to go home. Which
that is weird. So was there one big gift to end the Valentine's Day giving? What did they go up in sentimentality or value, or they were just all kind of a little something?
Yeah, just a little thoughtful, like a journal. I got flowers multiple times, bottles of wine, like Starbucks gift card. The last present was like an edible arrangement, like chocolate covered strawberries, which was sweet.
That's cute. Oh, and did he want to use that in any other area? Like, was he like, let's take this to our room, like edible?
Oh, no. He was like,
as I started to say that, I'm like, I think his son's in the room. Might get weird.
Yeah. Cover your ears. He was just thoughtful things that were nothing else was expected, which was nice.
Mine was at dinner that night. I think Kent brought the kids flowers at school, like the girls, which is really cute. I think for a dad to do for his daughters is really, really nice. Dad. Anyway, and then at dinner time, he brought me flowers home as well, which was lovely. I could care less. And there's been so much damage. I don't need, it's just, Valentine's Day is not significant to me. The fact that we've overcome some of these hurdles is the significant thing. So I don't need a Hallmark grand gesture. But anyway, he was like, so the kids and I have something to give you. And I'm like, okay. And there's a ring box.
Oh, Lord.
And I'm like, what is going on? And he said, so I know I took off my ring and I know it was not a smart decision.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I had lost it. And I know you thought I had lost it because I was being careless and I was under this married men don't have to wear rings. I want to do what I want. I don't want you telling me what to do.
Right.
And I was like, some men don't wear rings, but you wear a ring. This is not us. Like, what's at the early demise of our relationship? And he said, well, someone that we know and care about took it and has been holding it for me this whole time.
Oh, wow.
And he knows that this place that we're in and gave it back to me to give to you. And so he said, here is my wedding ring and I'm excited to put it back on because I want to be married to you for forever. And I was like, well, isn't that lovely?
Wow.
And I know it was very nice and very thoughtful. And then the kids were so excited. They're like, Mom, go get your rings, put yours on. I'm like, I didn't sell them, even though I needed to and wanted to. I still have them. And then I had to shove them on. I have like indents on my hand. My fat fingers don't fit them anymore.
Swollen.
I'm so juicy these days. So I did. I shoved them on here. So I'm wearing them, but I've said I'd like to
upgrade,
really resize, obviously resize. But then I think that this 2.0 I think it's deserving of a different setting. I don't know. I mean, if we took them off for a reason, we took them off because we thought our marriage was over. He had told me many times, I do not want to be in this marriage with you. I am making other choices. I am moving on. You should too. Move on. I don't want to be married to you. And it broke my heart again and again and again. And so I think, but he's like, no, I'm back to my old self. That fog is lifted. My bad. Obviously through a lot of therapy and a lot of soul searching and God in our lives. But he said, no, I painstakingly chose that ring for you. I want you to always keep the setting, keep the diamond. You can resize them. And I'm like, but no, they have a good upgrade policy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We're in this weird area. I don't know what I'm going to do.
I know. That's hard. That's interesting. I sold mine.
You got to when you're a single mom. I believe it.
Yeah.
Or you hate what it stands for with that person, right?
Well,
you're not in a good place anymore.
Yeah, I was in a place where I just needed money. Like I needed the money. And so, but yeah, it's he was not happy about that, but what are you going to do?
What? Because he thought you could pass it on to your kids or something?
I don't know. Who knows?
Or because I bought it, I should have gotten my share. Yeah, I remember I got that conversation once
I don't know how he knew I sold it. I think the jeweler called him. I was like, okay, I'm like 27, trying to make ends meet with a 2-year-old. Look,
you got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do as moms. I mean,
and you're like, and that's bad juju on that thing. You're like, I don't want to pass this on to our son. Yeah, here's a ring from a failed marriage.
No, yeah.
Try it on your life. You got 50%. It's going to work.
But I see what you're saying about wanting like a fresh start.
But we keep calling everything we're doing right now 2.0, right? We're trying to communicate differently. We're trying to host differently, live our lives differently. Like we're really trying to overcome what could have been our downfall because we didn't see it coming. At least I know I didn't. I was blindsided when my favorite person in the world looked at me and said, I'm not happy. I don't think you are either. I don't want to be here anymore. And I was like, oh.
I think everybody was blindsided.
Yeah. And then through a lot of therapy and through a lot of soul searching, we can see red flags. We can see things that were going wrong. We see maybe what led to it and what we didn't do to protect our relationship. But when you're in it, you don't see it. Like we didn't see it coming. We didn't see it happening. Yeah. Obviously, like I was going to be married to him forever. Was I resentful? Was I angry about certain things? Was I disappointed in the way you were behaving sometimes? Yes. Was I going to leave you over it? No. But he pulled the plug and he said, well, I'm not happy over it. So I'm out. And I disagreed with that choice. And then we went around and round about that. And then there were so many girlfriends.
There's so many,
so many women that would reach out to me to say, I matched. Any red flags to share?
Which I'm like, when you would tell me this, I'm like, what is wrong with these women?
Well, because there's these pages online that say, let's post about the men we know. Are they a red flag or a green flag?
Right.
Help a girl out. So for the sisterhood. But I'm also like, but I love him. He's my husband, but he doesn't want to be married to me anymore. I don't understand. And then I'd just be like, well, there's a lawsuit. So I can't really say if I think he's a red flag or not. Take that as you will.
I think maybe we should share that in the next episode.
All right. Cliffhanger. So yeah.
Sorry, next.
But I'm wearing my ring happily.
Oh, that's good. Okay. You need to upgrade. In my opinion, you deserve a massive upgrade.
Diamonds Direct. I'll see you real soon. Let's go.
Sponsor this, Mark.
Sponsor this next episode.
Yes.
It's not going to be expensive, y'all, to sponsor us as we get started. But
no,
anyone that wants to, let us know.
I know. Yeah. And we want to hear your story. So thank you for your feedback and for just the great, the comments. And we're excited. This has been great. And we love you guys when you're engaging with us and just want this to be a fun, entertaining, just sit back and relax and have fun with us on this ride.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you've got more artists to announce, I think, next time too. I think you guys have another big festival coming with lots of name drops. So we'll get into some of the music and the business next time too. We didn't get into much work stuff.
I know we didn't. It was good though.
Okay.
All right. Awesome.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys. See you next time.